All right, I had to stand up for this one because I just couldn't sit down with how happy I am for how the World Fitness Finals in Copenhagen turned out. I think we can all agree that it was a success. It definitely exceeded my expectations, and it's very obvious that all of the haters, starting a couple days ago at the beginning of the event, as each day has gone by, they have gotten quieter, quieter, and quieter because you would be really, really nitpicking right now to continue to talk shit about what the WFP just put together. I don't care who pulled out. I don't care who didn't show up. I am very confident that a lot of these athletes that decided not to go are regretting it. Okay? So I hope we see as many videos complimenting the WFP and what they pulled off as we did this whole season trashing them. Okay? Do I think they could have done things better? Sure. Do I think I would have done things differently? Absolutely. Do I think that I'm any better than anybody else? No. Okay? So it's always easy to look back on anything anybody does, particularly the inaugural season of any new sporting event, and critique it, talk about how you would have done it differently, talk about failures, talk about things that clearly didn't go as planned and could have gone better, etc., etc.,
etc., etc., etc., etc.
Here's the bottom line. I did not go to Tour Stop 1, but I actually went in person here in Arizona to Tour Stop 2, and it was great. It was great. I loved it, had a wonderful weekend. It was well organized, well put together, no complaints, okay? Sure, was there a couple unfortunate machine issues, right? We all know about that, okay? But sometimes shit happens, right? Recovered, moved on. Then it was nothing but hate, hate, hate. Just, I'm not going to sit here and mention names, but you all know who I'm fucking talking about, okay? All the talking heads that are all over the fucking YouTube, just constantly being negative, dirt shooting the shit out of IF3, WFP, anything other than CrossFit itself. And it's just getting old. WFP just pulled off an absolutely amazing event. They deserve the recognition. They deserve credit. It was a hard road to get here. I think there were a lot of lessons learned, and there's still a lot of lessons to be learned. I'm still not convinced that their business model is sustainable. I'm not saying that the WFP is going to take over and that they are the end all be all now in the fitness realm. But what I'm saying is that the International Functional Fitness Federation is out there doing their thing, and they deserve a lot of credit. WFP is out there doing their thing, and they deserve a lot of credit. We are all part of the global fitness community that we all know is CrossFit, okay? There are rules, however. There are trademarks. So just because we can't use the term CrossFit, what you need to understand is CrossFit is the name of the company, okay? That has now been bought and sold and is in a lot of turmoil, but the name is attached to the company that has a value, and that company can be sold. That name could be changed. What can't be changed is the functional fitness methodology that, yes, Ray Glassman created, and he named it CrossFit. Awesome. The first person who developed a tissue called it a Kleenex, but it's a facial tissue. Kleenex is the name brand. It becomes associated with the product. We all understand that, okay? However, what we're doing is a functional fitness methodology that now has a CrossFit entity, it's got an IF3 entity, and now it's got a WFP entity, as far as what I consider maybe some of the big three. There's probably others out there, okay? Feel free to let me know in the comments. The bottom line is, all of those organizations draw their participants from CrossFit affiliates. So I'm not saying anybody should de-affiliate. I am tried and true CrossFitter. I've been doing CrossFit since 2007. I've owned 3 of my own affiliates. I still coach. I love CrossFit. I compete in the Open every single year. I'm not done competing even at age 53. I love CrossFit, but I've also competed in IF3. If I was good enough, I would compete in the WFP. I just love using the methodology to be able to express my fitness and to test it. If I can test it in IF3, great. If I can test it in the CrossFit Open, sign me up. If I can test it at WFP, I'm there. All of these organizations are beneficial to CrossFit, in my opinion. Okay? It doesn't have to be what everybody thinks it needs to be. It doesn't have to draw negative attention simply because it's not the one Kleenex brand of CrossFit that first started this whole wonderful movement that we have all basically devoted our lives to. So anyways, this is why I'm standing, because this is genuine passion. I love CrossFit. I love functional fitness. I love anybody else who is trying to spread the word of CrossFit, but just can't use the name, so they had to make up their own. Okay? If CrossFit said anyone can use CrossFit, then WFP would be called CrossFit. Right? The World CrossFit Project. This is what it'd be called. IF3 would be the International CrossFit Federation. Okay? We're all doing the same thing. We're all on the same page. We should all be supporting one another. So, thank you, WFP, for starting this organization, giving athletes more opportunities, trying new things, for being willing to fail, for being willing to take all of the criticism, all of the heat, keep pushing, and you just pulled off an absolutely amazing event. One of which I personally believe that you are going to see CrossFit take a little bit from. Their coverage was phenomenal. If you're not into the lights, that's you. I loved all the video productions. I loved the lights. I loved the atmosphere. The crowd may not have been the world's biggest crowd, but the crowds, in particular in the finals, was amazing. You could tell that the energy was there. The energy was in the crowd. The energy was in the athletes. And the athletes who were there were enjoying themselves and giving their best. And they put on a show, and I watched it all weekend, and I loved it. So, to all the haters out there, okay, I think it's great that you can come back and say, hey, great event, World Fitness Project. But let's keep that energy. It was a great event. Let's get behind them, and let's continue to support anybody who's trying to put on these events, even when things go bad. So there you have it, right? That's just me shooting my opinion out there, but I think it was great. I'm super happy. And you know what? Now I'm looking forward to next season, because it's one more opportunity for people who like to watch fitness to watch fitness competitions on TV. So, can't wait. That's it. Guys, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and please tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me you think I'm fucking full of shit and WFP is the worst thing that ever happened. I'm here to listen. I don't call people idiots. I don't bust on people for doing things that I wouldn't do. I do have an opinion, and I'm willing to voice that opinion publicly. And I'm willing to take whatever criticism comes back from my opinion. Okay? That's fair play. But I do try to keep things on a positive note. I try to give everybody a chance and an opportunity. And I don't think that negativity and always busting on everything is the way to go. So, sorry, that's the old guy Inc. approach. Might not get me tons of followers, but there it is.